Will I renew my Disney annual pass in 2020? You may not normally question renewing your Disney World annual pass, but this year's a little bit different, and I'm considering if it makes sense for me to renew my Disney World annual pass. Today, I'll talk you through my thoughts on the annual pass, my decision on it, and a couple of other financial topics you may find of interest. Let's get to it. Hey everyone, Dave K here today to talk to you about many financial topics, including should I renew my Disney World annual pass this year? I'm considering the options and I have made a decision, so I'm excited to tell you my thought process and the decision that I've made. Before I dive too far into this video, I want to talk about one financial tool that I use to try to save as much money as possible. I love to watch finance YouTubers, and I watch one named Graham Stephan quite regularly, and there's quite a few in the financial niche. Andre Jick and Graham Stephan and Meet Kevin, a bunch of these guys make some great financial education content. But Graham bought a bank, Yada Savings, and I've been loving using Yada Savings, especially given the fact that a lot of other banks have drastically lowered their interest rates recently. Yada Savings offers some awesome perks in terms of approximately a 1.5% savings rate, considering what they give you in savings, but it's also kind of luck-based. You don't risk any money. It's FDIC insured. It's a really fun thing. You can watch some other people's videos on it because I won't dive too far into it today. But I love using it. It's super fun. It's entertaining and addicting in a way, but it's also a great way to build up your savings. So I'm going to include the link to my Yada referral code in the description below. It should be David499 if you sign up for Yada Savings or Yada Bank. It's an app you can get on your phone. Super easy, but wanted to let you know about that. I like it for savings account purposes. We'll talk more about it later in the video, and that is all. Let's get back to the video. Before I jump right into it, do you want to leave your guess in the comments below? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Did I renew my pass or did I not? And if I did renew my pass, what level did I renew my annual pass at? I'd be curious to hear what you think of that as well. You may think this one's an easy question, but you might be surprised to find out. For me, it's not quite as easy as it might be for some others. I do have some hesitation around going to the park when it's too crowded, given the current health climate, and I also have visions of traveling in the coming year when the health situation gets better. So I'm debating if it makes sense for me to renew my Disney World, that's upside down, annual pass. Later on, I'm going to talk about some merchandise that I bought, which absolutely butchered my attempt to have a no-buy year. Some merchandise I definitely didn't need and can't really call video creation merch. It's just FOMO merch, so I got it. And savings in general, the importance of savings and preparing yourself for financial stability for situations like this one. We'll see how far we go into that topic, but let's start with the annual pass. At the time of filming, there are a variety of annual pass options at Walt Disney World. I'm looking on my phone and I will read them off to you as listed. The Disney Platinum Pass for $900 annually, the Disney Gold Pass, which I had this year, for $720 annually, the Disney Silver Pass for $540 annually, the Disney Theme Park Select Pass for $440 annually, and the Disney Weekday Select Pass for $370 annually. There is also the Epcot After 4 Annual Pass for $320 annually, and the Water Parks Annual Pass for $140 annually. I'm rounding those numbers up. They're generally $1 below that and 00 cents, but I'm rounding up. I hadn't even noticed the Water Parks After 2 p.m. Annual Pass for $89 annually. That might be something to consider as well. Regardless, each of these passes offers different benefits. You have more access to the parks every day of the year with the Platinum Pass, for example, but the bottom passes have some restrictions, and some of them I find to be quite interesting. When I was first considering renewing my annual pass, I was saying to myself, does it make sense for me to renew, or should I just buy a new pass when I feel like I'm going to step back in the parks? But Disney does have an incentive. You get 15% off those prices I just listed if you choose to renew your pass instead of letting it be discontinued and having to buy a new pass. But that's not the only benefit, and that's not the biggest benefit for why I decided to renew my pass at one of these many levels. No, the other benefit is currently they're not issuing new annual passes. If you don't already have an annual pass, you can't get a new annual pass. So I was thinking to myself, ooh, I can't let my annual pass expire and find myself in a position where I have no annual pass. That would be very risky given the fact that I might find myself wanting to go back to the parks more often than paying for a daily ticket. So in that case, I thought renewing my pass for that discount and being able to keep my annual pass made sense. But what level did I go for? I was thinking of a cost-saving lens, given the fact that I may not go a whole lot this year, given that I don't really feel like going a whole lot given the current climate, but that's me personally. Everyone's in their own position. I was thinking to myself, maybe I should consider the Silver Pass. So for the Silver Pass, all of June and July are blacked out, and about half of the first week of August is blacked out. 2 weeks between Christmas and New Year's, with a little past New Year's, a little before Christmas, are blocked out. And the beginning of April, end of March, that Easter holiday time is blocked out if you have the Silver Pass. Otherwise, you have full availability to access any and all of the parks whenever you'd like for that Silver Pass price. And I was thinking to myself, that could be a solid option for us, but does it make the most sense right now? In booking my annual pass, I was thinking to myself, I probably have the ability to upgrade my pass throughout the season if I decide, yes, I want to go more days, but probably don't have the chance to downgrade until my next pass comes around. That being said, I looked a little below the Silver Pass at the Theme Park Select Pass. The Theme Park Select Pass is very interesting in that you have access to different parks on different days. For example, during the summertime, you can't go to the Magic Kingdom, but you may be able to go during the summertime to Animal Kingdom. This provides a lot of flexibility if you really want to make it out to one park today, but don't really care which park it might be. My understanding is it actually offers more days of availability, 325 days, or more days of availability when compared with that Silver Pass. I thought that was really cool, but I also worried about the complexity of figuring out which park I'd be visiting on which day and booking reservations for that park on that day. The next pass below the Theme Park Select Pass is the Weekday Select Pass. The Weekday Select Pass mirrors the Silver Pass exactly, with the exception of not having weekends. So your Saturdays and your Sundays throughout the year, you are blacked out. The cost of that pass is $170 less than the Silver Pass, and I thought to myself, well, I feel like I could start off with the Weekday Select Pass. I think the weekdays and the weeknights will be the quietest in the parks, so maybe they'll be the time I feel most comfortable going to the parks. And again, if I decide I want to go on weekends in the future, maybe I can upgrade my pass at that point. So, in case I haven't given it away already, I did go for the Weekday Select Pass for my Disney Annual Pass renewal. Are you surprised? Were you expecting me to choose something like that? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. I feel like this will be a great combination of having theme park time and at the same time having time to visit other destinations and being able to go out and see other sites, not having to worry about not getting too much use out of my annual pass if I decide to do something else. Again, I can upgrade if I want to, and I'll be able to still visit restaurants on property, for example, in some of those resorts, and maybe my water park pass will still be good through part of next year. I'm not sure what happened with my water park pass for this year. We have to figure out what's going on with that. Obviously, right now, we can't go, but maybe at some point we can. The Weekday Select Pass is $369 for those who don't already have an annual pass. However, after taxes and fees, but with the 15% discount for a pre-existing annual pass holder, the cost of Weekday Select is $333. It's just under $30 a month if you're looking for the monthly payment conversion. So I said to myself, yeah, that should be a great place to start. I'll easily hit the parks that many days, be able to go and enjoy plenty of fun weeknights in the parks, and at the same time, not have to worry about going too often to make the most out of my pass, or have to worry about the money saving behind that Silver Pass. But we'll see how things play out. Who knows, I may end up deciding that I want to upgrade my pass later on, but I'm really glad I'll be keeping the annual pass so I can still go to the parks and enjoy some fun theme park adventures with you. I am planning to make weeknights happen as time permits. But that wasn't what I meant when I said my no-buy year has been failed. No, I wound up buying some other merch. I'm so excited about the merch in this bag. I probably didn't meet my financial no-buy year goals by buying it. It's definitely not a content-related expense, but I had FOMO last time I saw an option for something like this, so I had to do it this time around. Inside this bag, I'm so excited to open with you, is a Mr. Beast merch. I am so excited for this Mr. Beast sweatshirt. I saw the 60 million subscriber celebration merch he did. I didn't buy anything then, and I did have a lot of FOMO because he signed all of those sweatshirts with his team, and I'm not sure who signed mine, but I'm excited to find out. He also gave out other goodies, which was really cool. I don't think I have any other cool Mr. Beast goodies in here, but we'll open it up and find out. And just being able to rep Mr. Beast merch and support his channel is going to be a lot of fun for me. So I'm excited that I got this sweatshirt. It did end up being fairly expensive in the grand scheme of things for a sweatshirt, in my opinion, because I'm used to shopping maybe at less expensive places. But it's signed by Mr. Beast or the crew. So it may not be in line with my no-buy year, but I'm still so excited to open up my Mr. Beast merch here, rep and support the Mr. Beast logo, see what's inside the bag, see who signed the sweatshirt. That's one of the things I'm most excited for here. And let's open it up. Here we go. Check out this sweatshirt. I personally felt like the 60 million subscriber merch was even cooler, but I'm so excited for this sweatshirt here. Who signed it? Who signed it? All right, check this one out. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that right there on the front of the sweatshirt. Love that. Mr. Beast, I imagine, is the MB and was also signed by, is that a heart? I bet that's Carl. I bet Carl signed the heart. Is that right? Nice. Awesome sweatshirt. Excited to rep my Mr. Beast sweatshirt. Super stoked for this one. Yeah, maybe I spent a little bit more than I would normally spend on merch, but it's worth it. Support the Mr. Beast crew. Rep my Mr. Beast support, I guess. I feel like I'm just talking in circles now. And, oh, I gotta try this one on too. I got it in large. I feel like I got it in large, just so I wouldn't sweat in it, so that I won't have to worry about washing it or hand washing it too regularly. Let's try it on. Here we go. I think it looks a lot cooler in person than I thought it looked in the pictures. I loved that 60 million design, and a part of me feels like I should have gotten that one when I had a chance, but I'm glad I got this one. Check it out here. Mr. Beast and probably Carl signs it. I love it. And this ties back into the no-buy year piece. I want to go back into the importance of saving and spending, because it's not like I'm saying save everything you have, and I can't say I'm the best when it comes to saving either. But there's a few key things that I'm going to be working on from a financial perspective moving forward, and hopefully these will be helpful to you as well. I think I've spoken about the importance of saving before in reference to if you find yourself in situations like this one where work can be challenging and you're without work, it's important to have that savings built up so you can continue to save and have enough money to get by during those challenging times while you look for a new job. That's one of the biggest things for me in terms of saving. Removes that stressor, that concern. If you're without work, you can get by for a while. But another piece I want to speak to is how much I want to invest. How much should I invest? I can't claim to be an expert, but I'm on the journey to financial independence, financial stability or security. I've heard a lot of a 50-30-20 rule, or maybe an 80-20 rule, where your costs, your expenditures, let's call it your necessary costs, your mandatory costs, are 50% of your budget, your fun costs might be 30% of your budget, and you save 20% of your earnings towards savings, investment, retirement, safety in case you're out of a job, making sure that you're covering all your bases for those types of items. So that's a goal I'm going to be working towards, is the 50-30-20, or the 80-20, let's call it. If your mandatory expenses are less than 50%, you can give some of that to the fun budget, to the 30%. But don't take anything away from the 20%. That's my goal, personally. We'll see how things go for me. But just sharing my thoughts with you, some of the things I've heard from an investment lens. Another thing I want to work on is how can I find the right accounts to maximize my retirement savings? It's great to have that savings, that short-term savings, if I find myself without work. But in terms of long-term, in terms of retirement, I'm realizing more and more the importance of accounts like a 401k, like an IRA. You may not have been expecting this to be a finance-type video, but it's important to consider long-term retirement and how those accounts can help you get that financial stability to be able to retire earlier or on time as planned. You can avoid paying taxes when you initially contribute that money. If it's a traditional 401k or in a Roth IRA, you don't have to pay taxes on the additional earnings that you make on that money since you paid the money initially when you invest. So it's a couple ways to save some money if you're looking for better ways than just keeping it in your savings account or investing it in the market on your own. There's a graph online that motivates me quite a bit that shows how much you save per year determines how early you can retire. And that drives me to say, can I save more? I want to make sure I'm able to retire at a reasonable age, to be able to spend time with my kids one day, perhaps, to be able to spend all this time making videos, going out, having fun, relaxing, vacationing. So we'll see how things play out, but that graph is really helpful to give me an idea of how long it might take me to retire and how much a little action can drive such a long way. Let me talk a bit more now about savings accounts. I used to love, and I still do love, Discover as a bank account. They're very helpful in terms of their customer service, and I had a savings account with them which used to give me about 2% per year, but given the current climate, it's down to about 0.6% per year. So I signed up for Yada Savings, which gives you a flat 0.2% per year, but they have a lottery-style bonus earnings you can win. Again, all of your money is safe and FDIC insured, but there's extra money you could earn, which has averaged for me about 1.5% return. I haven't been doing it for too long yet, but I'm loving it so far. It's super fun and entertaining, kind of addicting to build up your savings in there so that you can earn more chances at more money. So if you're looking for something fun like that, I'd recommend it. And again, my referral code is David499, 499. David 499. And if you sign up using my referral link, we both get 100 free tickets, which are the ways that you can earn extra money in addition to that 0.2%. I find it to be very fun and entertaining. Just wanted to let you know about something that I like, but it's a fun one. Definitely an entertaining way to focus on saving more. Back to the topic at hand, two more pieces I wanted to speak to here. One is ways to save more money, and I'm still working on this. You may have noticed when I talked about that annual pass that I bought, trying to think about the more affordable approach. How can I build up that savings more to build that financial security, that financial stability? And that might also include things like staying at less expensive Airbnbs when I'm traveling, or staying in Airbnbs instead of hotels, because hotels can be expensive. But some places you might need to find other options. There's cooking at home to save some money. A lot of different techniques out there. Again, not going to dive too far into it. Again, I'm not an expert on this, not going to dive into too much here. Just wanted to give you my initial thoughts, express my interest, and see if that's something that people are interested in hearing a little bit more about here. But one final thought I have on finances and financial stability for me is buying a car. Many of you have commented, am I buying a car? Will I buy a car? Am I going to buy a car? And I'm not going to go too deep into the thought here in this video, but I want to give you some initial thoughts. I've been thinking about buying a vehicle that has multiple purposes, multi-functions. So potentially a vehicle that I could sleep in and live in and also drive. That would save me a lot in terms of not having to buy two separate vehicles if I decided I did want an RV in addition to a car. I'm thinking maybe I just get a conversion van or a Class C RV, whatever those RVs are that can fit in regular parking spots, the small ones, but also have things like bathrooms and places to sleep, showers. If I can have those basic components in a van, which would allow me to live in it, but also fit in a standard parking spot, I would absolutely love that. And I'm seriously considering that as my vehicle of choice from I don't know if that would be an investment lens or just a fun decision lens, but it could allow me to do more fun things with the same vehicle I already have. So we'll see how things play out, but I wanted to let you know about that as well. So that's what I wanted to touch on today, the Disney Annual Pass, the Mr. Beast merch, and other savings tips in general. Love Yada Bank. It's a fun one in my opinion. And thank you so much for being a part of the video with me today. What did you think of this video? Was this fun? Nice to hear my perspective? I'm still working through vlogs and editing in order, and I was thinking about changing up the order to show you some Florida stuff because I figured you might want that, but maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I'll just make mini ones like this and keep those other ones coming in their standard order. Let me know what you think of that. But thank you so much for being a part of it. Make it an amazing day. Make it a positive day. If you liked the video, hit that thumbs up button. Let me know you liked it. Subscribe. Ring the bell to stay informed of future adventures. You got to do that, right? And until next time, play on. Today, I'll talk you through my thoughts and the decision I made. Let's get to it. Hey everyone, Dave K here today. When looking at the Silver Pass, several days are blocked out. The summertime is blocked out. The holiday time is blocked out. And let me actually look and see what else is blocked out. So a good majority of June and July. So all of June and July are blocked out, as well as a few days here and there, I think in August. 2 weeks in December. Now, let me get that right. The Weekday Select Pass is $370 for those who do not have an annual pass. I bought a Mr. Beast sweatshirt. I saw the 60 million subscriber Mr. Beast signed. And just supporting his nice, awesome sweatshirt. Excited to rep my Mr. Beast sweatshirt. Nice, awesome sweatshirt. It's important to have that savings built up so you can continue. You can avoid paying taxes when you first contribute that money in a pre-tax IRA or in a traditional IRA. Before I dive too far into today's video, I forgot to mention this. Before I dive too far, let me take this off, make it seem like it's on track. And again, if you sign up, I did buy the merch. I cannot claim to be an expert at this, but something I want to work on more and something I wanted to share with you my interest on. Maybe gauge if you're interested in me diving into. I've been thinking about buying a vehicle, and if you haven't already,